So many big-name stores have closed up in the past year you might not have even noticed. From iconic department stores to legendary restaurants and many retail chains, let's do a quick rundown of some of the major retail brands that disappeared in 2024. Starting off our list, we have Big Lots. The beloved discount chain that's been the go-to for affordable furniture, home goods, and seasonal treasures is now facing a tough season. Over the past year, same-store sales dropped by a shocking 14.6%, and things aren't looking much better. Big Lots is drowning in over $2.6 billion in liabilities. Inflation has taken its toll, and with fewer people splurging on non-essentials, the shelves of Big Lots are collecting dust. To add to that, Big Lots is way behind in the e-commerce game. With online sales barely making up 5% of its revenue, it's getting left in the dust by e-commerce giants like Amazon and Walmart. Store closures are already in motion, with up to 315 locations, nearly a third of its stores, set to shut down, and bankruptcy might be on the horizon. And while filing for Chapter 11 could give them a chance to reorganize, it might also mean more closures and job losses. If Big Lots has been your go-to place, now might be the time to check it out before it's too late. At number 2, we have Red Lobster. You probably noticed this one, but it's still worth the conversation. This beloved seafood chain has been going through some serious financial troubles lately. Currently, Red Lobster has closed up to 570 locations, and it's expected that more could shut down. In May 2024, the chain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, citing rising food and labor costs alongside massive operating losses. One of its biggest hits came from the Ultimate Endless Shrimp promotion, which led to an $11 million loss. The bankruptcy filing shows Red Lobster has assets and liabilities ranging from $1 billion to $10 billion. The company plans to use this process to streamline operations, close underperforming spots, and sell off some of its assets. Still, despite these moves, Red Lobster's future is up in the air. On the bright side, Fortress Investment Group stepped in to buy the chain out of bankruptcy, offering a small glimmer of hope. But whether Red Lobster can rebound and thrive again, only time will tell. Next up is Rite Aid, and we'll be frank with you, Rite Aid is hanging on by a thread. Once the go-to neighborhood pharmacy, the company is buried under debt and drowning in legal messes. Rite Aid filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in late 2023, which shocks some, but honestly, it was a long time coming. The company is buried under $3.3 billion in debt, and its once impressive $22 billion in annual revenue has quickly dropped, with 2024 projections dipping below $17 billion. Why? Well, competitors like CVS and Walgreens have simply outpaced them with better services, smarter tech, and more affordable prices. And the drama doesn't stop there. Rite Aid's legal troubles are piling up, with over $1 billion in lawsuits related to its alleged role in the opioid crisis. These lawsuits have drained their funds and wrecked their reputation, sending longtime customers fleeing. And to make things worse, Rite Aid has fallen behind the times. While CVS and Walgreens are offering walk-in clinics and telehealth services, Rite Aid is still trying to catch up. The company now plans to shut down nearly 400 underperforming stores, leaving some communities without a pharmacy and many of its 45,000 employees wondering about their job security. Moving on, we have The Body Shop. You might not be familiar with this store, but you probably should be. After all, The Body Shop used to be a mall staple known for its variety of lotions, soaps, and an array of irresistible scents. But now, as 2024 draws to a close, this store is facing a major shakeup. Established in 1976 as a pioneer in ethical cosmetics and skincare, it's now dealing with a significant downsizing. After its UK operations went under, The Body Shop Canada had to seek creditor protection on March 1, 2024, announcing the closure of 33 stores out of its 105 locations. Things got even worse for the US division, which completely shut down its physical and online operations before filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy liquidation. The brand's decline is part of a larger trend hitting the retail world, especially with high inflation pinching the wallets of middle-class shoppers, the core group that once flocked to The Body Shop for its eco-friendly products. Now The Body Shop is in a tight spot, unable to keep up with its financial obligations, which ultimately leads to its troubles. Coming in at number 5, we have Fossil. This brand is known for trendy yet affordable watches and accessories, but now it's facing its toughest times yet. Once the go-to for gifting cool timepieces or snagging a chic bag, the company is now battling plunging sales and a shifting market. Revenues have nosedived to $1.7 billion, down from $3 billion in its heyday, with $90 million in losses this year alone. The culprit? Smartwatches. Apple and Samsung have taken over wrists everywhere, and Fossil's attempt to break into the hybrid and smartwatch game hasn't paid off. They make up less than 20% of sales. Their old-school reliance on malls is another drag, with empty storefronts and unsold inventory piling up, with online sales accounting for just 25% of their revenue. Fossil plans to close more than 60 stores worldwide in 2025, which could leave thousands of their 7,500 employees jobless. To top it off, their stock has nosedived over 80% in 3 years, leaving investors questioning if Fossil can ever turn back time. We're not done just yet, though, because next up on our list of retail chains disappearing in 2024 is Petco. Petco has been facing mounting financial troubles. The company is saddled with $1.7 billion in debt and saw a 4.5% drop in same-store sales in 2024, with annual revenue stuck at $6 billion. Petco is losing the pet care race to competitors like Chewy and Amazon, which dominate online sales with fast shipping and competitive pricing. Petco's e-commerce efforts account for less than 20% of their total revenue, far behind industry leaders. Inflation isn't helping either, as budget-conscious pet owners cut back on premium products. Petco's plans to close 75 underperforming stores in 2025 will affect its 27,000 employees, many of whom face an uncertain future. Its stock has plunged by 60% in just 1 year, raising questions about whether Petco has any life left at all. Moving on to the world of beer. Like a lot of other retail chains on this list, World of Beer Bar and Kitchen was once a hotspot in the casual dining world, but it's been going through some tough times lately. World of Beer, which rode the wave of the craft beer boom in the early 2010s, has hit a major roadblock. After closing 14 locations in the past year, the chain has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, leaving it with just 33 locations, mostly in the southeast. So what went wrong? Well, first off, many of their franchisees simply didn't have the experience needed to run the business effectively, leading to poor management and some legal issues. On top of that, the company struggled to keep up with rising costs while sales kept falling. Then the pandemic hit, throwing a wrench in any potential recovery and making things even harder. Now World of Beer is focused on restructuring, doing everything it can to keep its remaining profitable spots alive. But it's hard to tell if they'll make a comeback or not. This one is going to break the heart of sneakerheads around the world, but here it is. Next on our list is Foot Locker. Wait, what? Well, Foot Locker has practically been the king of mall sneaker culture for so long now. Still, sadly, every high school athlete's favorite store has taken some serious hits. Once the spot for sneakerheads to get the latest drops, the brand is now facing a tough game of survival. Sales dropped by nearly 10% in the past year, with a net loss of $35 million in the latest quarter of 2024. The main problem? Foot Locker's been outpaced by direct-to-consumer giants like Nike and Adidas, who shifted focus to their own stores and online shops, and even Amazon's taking a chunk out of their business. Foot Locker's attempt to pivot online hasn't worked too well either. Digital sales only make up 20% of its revenue. Now they're closing 400 underperforming stores by 2026, many of which are in ghost town malls. This will hit jobs hard, with layoffs looming for some of its 30,000 employees. The brand's stock price is also taking a beating, falling 50% in the past year, leaving sneaker fans wondering if Foot Locker will still be around to dominate the culture. Approaching the end of our list, we have Lowe's. Lowe's is facing some serious challenges despite raking in a hefty $92 billion in revenue. The company reported a 3.5% decline in same-store sales for 2024, signaling that the DIY boom might be coming to an end. Rising interest rates and inflation have hit Lowe's core customers especially hard, leaving them struggling more than Home Depot's pro-focus base. To make matters worse, Lowe's e-commerce efforts are falling behind, with online sales accounting for only 10% of their revenue. Outdated systems and supply chain issues are adding to its problems. In an attempt to cut costs, Lowe's plans to close 50 underperforming stores in 2025, which means job losses for some of its 300,000 employees. Investors aren't happy either. Lowe stock has dropped 25% over the past year, leaving analysts questioning whether the home improvement giant can fix its own foundation before it's too late. Wrapping up this list, we've got Stein Mart. Yep, the same store that used to be the go-to spot for designer fashion and stylish home decor at bargain prices is now a shadow of its former self. After filing for bankruptcy in 2020 and closing all physical stores, Stein Mart tried to pivot online but has struggled to compete with retail giants and fast-moving e-commerce players. Once known for its chic yet affordable finds, Stein Mart now faces an uphill battle to remain relevant as customers and investors move on. Stein Mart is struggling to stitch together a comeback after its ambitious digital-first reinvention fell flat. In 2024, e-commerce sales nosedived by 18%, leaving revenues at a paltry $220 million, pocket change compared to its billion-dollar heyday. Loyal customers who once loved the in-store treasure hunt vibe haven't warmed up to its online-only model. Meanwhile, competitors like TJ Maxx and Marshalls are thriving with their blend of brick-and-mortar stores and online options. And online giants like Amazon and Overstock are outpacing Stein Mart with faster delivery and deeper discounts. Adding to the drama, Stein Mart is still lugging around $100 million in debt from its 2020 bankruptcy. Its slim profit margins leave little room for innovation or keeping up with trends. The result: stock shortages, outdated inventory, and a shrinking customer base. The once bustling workforce of 10,000 has dwindled to fewer than 500, mostly maintaining the struggling website. To make matters worse, the company's stock, now worth pennies, reflects a near total loss of investor faith. Without a miracle or a major overhaul, Stein Mart may officially fold by 2025. So if you have fond memories of shopping at this store, consider stopping by one last time. It may not be around much longer. That's all for this video. Which of these retail chains do you think will pull through? Let us know in the comments section and enjoy our other videos.